Hey guys, just taking a quick look at the EH-2 here, as it is quite obviously a very misunderstood pedal, as you'll probably see by a lot of the titles when you search this pedal on YouTube. Probably the most common misconception is that it does nothing, and indeed if you have all of the controls at 12 o'clock, it does nothing, as you can see. So as you can see, I've got a spectrum analysis, and I've just got some white noise running through the pedal. The reason I'm doing this is when I've just recently got this pedal, and I put it through my Fender Pro Sonic, which is quite a dark amp, and using humbuckers, this actually is very pleasant. It did exactly what I kind of wanted my amp to do with humbuckers going through it. So, really useful tool to me. Where I got a bit confused is reading the documentation on this. You've got a mix knob here. Now at 12 o'clock, the mix knob, if you look closely, says 0 there. That means there's absolutely no effect signal going through this at all. Now, you've got a normal setting to the right, clockwise, and then an inverse setting to the left. And then you've got a frequency center knob here. Now, what the documentation implies is you set the frequency here, and it'll either boost or cut that frequency. But what I found in the inverse setting, I found it was definitely boosting signals, boosting frequencies quite obviously through my guitar chain anyway. So I thought I'd have a closer look. So what I found with this is in the normal setting, it actually kind of works, as you'll see as I roll it up, as more of a shelf cutoff point. And it kind of uses it as a high shelf, but it also cuts the frequency, kind of a resonance cut at the shelf cutoff point, which I thought was quite interesting. So it's, kind of doing a little bit more than it says on the tin. So yeah, as I roll the frequency, sweep that back and forth, it kind of maintains that shape more or less through the spectrum down to maybe 1.5K. Up to, what would that be? Maybe 6K, 7K. So yeah, that kind of made sense. That's kind of what it sounds like it's doing. Now, if I roll it back, let me just roll it back to say 10 o'clock, and it kind of does what I would have expected it to through the whole range. So if I roll it through, it kind of uses that cutoff point and more or less cuts everything above that point. But if I keep rolling it back, let me put the frequency back to 12 o'clock. What it does is it actually starts boosting everything whilst maintaining that shape. So you've actually got like a little bit of a resonance peak at the cutoff point, and then it boosts everything above that. So kind of counterintuitive. And once I sweep that, you'll see that kind of resonant peak sort of following that. So that explained why I was hearing a lot of frequencies boosted through my amp, because it is indeed boosting a lot of frequencies, albeit subtly, but it's it's kind of an interesting little quirk of this thing. And I actually found a lot of useful sort of settings in this sort of range as well. It can really sculpt out some interesting tones, especially with drives, putting it after drives and fuzz. You can kind of get some interesting textures using that. Anyway, I hope you found that helpful, and yeah, thanks for watching.